steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport.
It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Opportunities. You got one tonight, and there are a whole lot of them. Get one tonight. East Coast. Can't complain. Everybody's sleeping on you. Virginia Commonwealth. VCU, a top 50 net ranked opponent, is on the schedule. Lobo basketball has an opportunity tonight for a decent ranking victory on the road. What's up, boys and girls? And Merry Wednesday. Thank you for finding the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. How you living?
Well, it too.
A lot. An opportunity tonight to get a victory that's going to matter. I don't know, JJ. I look at this game against VCU tonight for Lobo men's basketball, and I don't know that I want to sit here and tell you I think it's a must-win, because that might be dire. But if you are planning on having a resume going into February, and when we start getting into resume season, when we start talking about at-larges in the NCAA tournament, I think this is one of those where there's not a lot more opportunities on the schedule. Certainly, well, outside of the conference, there's none. This is a team, VCU. So this would be quad one, right? Top 50 on the road. Is that considered quad one? I know you once gave me the definitions of that, and it's buried in this pile of papers over here. But a top 50 on the road, I believe, is quad one. Is that not? And the opportunities are no longer. Florida Gulf Coast is coming in to the pit on Saturday. They are 212 in the net ranking, so a game that you feel like you should win. And then right now, the Lobos, as they sit at number 80 in their league, they will have opportunities. Utah State is 27, Boise State's 49, Colorado State 53, Utah 66 if you think that's going to hold. Nevada 88, New Mexico or San Diego State's 95. But you also got 306 and 245, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, right now, of course, away from home, it's 1 through 75.
So this would be quad
So
one.
this, as it sits, would be a quad one victory, and of course those numbers change. But look, those quad 1 and 2 games, super important. And is it a must win? No, but if you feel like, hey, we want to have an at-large resume, then yeah, this is one you need to get.
What is neutral site? If you still have that up, neutral site beating number 156. What does that mean for
What game would that be?
Mississippi State?
The Mississippi State game right now is quad 3.
That is quad 3. And then what is neutral site losing? So it doesn't matter if you win or lose. 23. That's quad 1, obviously, right? They have a quad 1 loss to Nebraska, right? And then they have a road loss at New Mexico State, which is number 119. What is that? Quad 3? Quad 2? That's quad 2, right? Number 119 on the road. It's got to be. If 1 through 75 is a road is quad 1, then 119's got to be quad 2, as it sits right now. So I don't want to tell you it's a must. Would you argue kind of got a win game is in regards
for a
to
resume? Absolutely, because you look at what we were just discussing and the opportunities. Like right now, I got to look at the updated
what are you looking at?
nitty gritty sheet, which is usually my go-to, but I didn't.
Yeah, I got all the net rankings all here. And just looking at them.
Well, the one the one I use, like you can click it and it opens up and it shows everything, but it's running a few days behind.
All right.
So I'm sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't help you. All right, Phil Martelli's the head coach at VCU, the former head coach at St. Joe's. His dad was. He was talking about the Lobos. He said, in all the games I've watched New Mexico, basically watched every game they played so far, the Santa Clara game was the most aggressive they've been guarding the ball, getting out and really pressuring. It's something we'll have to be ready for every day with the way we play, but we'll be ready for it Wednesday night. That's what he said about New Mexico. Remember VCU last year in March? They offered Richard Pitino, right? They lost to Michigan State in the second round of the NCAA tournament in Cleveland, and VCU then offered their job to Richard Pitino, who's the coach here. Of course, he ended up at Xavier. VCU's losses, they've lost to Utah State, who's 23rd in the net. They lost to Vanderbilt, and they lost to North Carolina State. North Carolina State's 14th in the net, and they lost to Vanderbilt, who is 5 in the net. That's their losses, dude. All of them are top 23 losses. This is a pretty good team you're up against tonight.
It's really good, but I got it figured out.
Okay.
For the in-depth stuff. Yeah, so Vanderbilt right now is 5th in the net rankings, and look at their 3 losses are quad 1 games. But for them, this is an opportunity, and they want to hold serve at home. And for teams that are very similar, I just read that quote from Martelli Jr., Eric Olin, and you've seen his team grow. And that's what you want, especially with brand new roster, brand new team against some of the competition that the Lobos have played, is to see that progress and see your team taking those steps forward. And for the Lobos, a true road game can go a long way when this is going to be quad 1, quad 2 game on your resume.
Yeah. They defend, man. Only 31.3% of their opponents' shots go against the VCU Rams. So from behind the arc. So you're gonna need Jake Hall or somebody else to make some shots. It's the 12th lowest opponent number out of the 365 Division I teams. So they make it hard for anybody to shoot. They're not big. It's not like they got a bunch of size inside. So opponents tend to shoot more 2s than 3s, but the Lobos really are built around the perimeter. This particular Lobo team, they love to shoot 3. So does Eric Olin adjust? Do they try to get to the rim? Is it a Dayton Albury get to the rim kind of a game? And what do you get out of Tomislav Bullion down low? I think that's really where this thing is won for New Mexico. Penetrate, and what can you get out of your big guy?
The aggressiveness, the ability for Albert and Bullion to draw fouls has been huge in this offense. And for New Mexico, the confidence that they have after that Santa Clara game against a team that athletic, defended well, and they almost dropped 100 points on them. So they're going to be absolutely buzzing and focused for this game tonight, and it will be, of course, as we talked, quad 1. So right now, Santa Clara dropped quad 2 for the
See
Lobos.
what happens when you lose to New Mexico?
So New Mexico
Damn
0-1
killers.
but has an opportunity for a quad 1 victory tonight.
All right, so where are the Lobos? Have they played a quad 1 game? They're 0-1 in quad 1. That would be the Nebraska game?
That would be the brass one. And again, these are shifting constantly. So a quad 2 game can become a quad 1 game
But right now,
down the stretch. But right now, this morning, you're waking up to the results of last night. The quad 1 for the Lobos are 0-1 with Nebraska. They're 1-1 in quad 2 because Mexico State is a quad 2 loss.
that's what I was telling you. Yeah.
In there, as you were discussing, and then the Santa Clara win because it was at home. So
And then what else? So it's all quad 3 and 4.
their quad 3 is Mississippi State. Quad 4, they're 4-0 there. So that's definitely the one where you do not want any.
Well, you can't take
losses
a
in
loss
that
there,
category.
but I mean, it only does so much for you to just fatten up on quad 4. It's just
But they have, you look at, as of right now, Utah State, VCU, Boise State, Colorado State, with those games are quad 1 opportunities, especially Boise State, Colorado State on the road.
Utah State.
Yeah, Utah State right now is quad 1 both ways,
Yep.
home and away, with their net ranking. And that, that's one of those things where it's metrics, you get into it, but like Boise State on the road, quad 1, but Boise State in the pit, quad 2.
As of now, let's see what
Yeah, and
happens
those
when
could
you
change,
get there.
yeah.
And it really, it doesn't even matter when you get there. It matters what happens by the end. It's really all that matters. All right, 505-246-0610. We're going to talk with Sean Ryder today. We'll do Ryder on the radio coming up at 9 o'clock. He is the beat writer for Lobo football. He covers the Lobos for the Albuquerque Journal. We'll talk to him and about the process, and it shows how much everybody, I always tell you, and I used to be careful what you read on bowl projections on the internet. All the experts, Sean had 0% of the Lobos going to this game, and nothing's ever 0. I tell you that every year, right? I mean, how many times people tell me, are the Lobos in the game? Nothing's ever. I've been doing this 2 decades now. The only way the Lobos, and to Sean's point, the only way the Lobos got into the Rate Bowl was because Kansas State and Iowa State both pulled out of games opening up that Big Ten slot. But nobody foresee that. But there's never 0, man. I'm just telling you, I've been doing this long enough. It is never 0. So we'll talk to him about the selection, how he found out. He probably found out, like most people found out, and when announced it at the banquet. So we'll get there. We'll talk to him about the opportunities, recruiting and retention, and all those postseason things. We'll catch up with Sean Ryder. We'll do that coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. Get you some Lobo football. Got a lot of NFL to do. Boy, hoops last night was terrific. I don't know if you watched the Jimmy V. The end of that BYU Clemson game was crazy. The way BYU came back and won that game. So we'll get there. Absolutely going to get into the Notre Dame stuff and what the Big 12 commissioner said about Notre Dame's athletic director and their decision to pull out. The rich get richer in Major League Baseball. See what the Dodgers went out and did? Yep. Then the baseball lottery did the Rockies no favors. So we got a whole lot to do. Open up the phones for you. Oh, and the NFL stuff because, Phillip Rivers and DK Metcalf and the Eagles. And, yeah, we got a ton. 505-246-0610. That's how to get here. That's the phone number and how to text us. Emails Jeff at sportsanimallabq.com. JJ at sportsanimallabq.com. On the X, it's _JJ Buck. We're on TV. On Xfinity Channel 26, you can go see JJ's pretty face there. Also on our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, and the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. Adrian is producing for us this morning there, and it looks great on TV. When we get back, get into the latest on the NFL stuff, because I know you've got a lot of decisions to make with fantasy football, and as we hit the really now home stretch, why did Phillip Rivers come out of retirement? And does that restart his clock for the Hall of Fame? It's the opening drive. He's JJ Buck. I'm Jeff Symbieta on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. You playing Prize Picks? I hope you are, because it's a whole lot of fun, and you can, kind of make a couple of bucks while you're doing it. It's the holiday season now, and that means there's a ton going on. Bowl games, basketball, NFL, playoff push, all kinds of stuff right there. We're making decisions every day. I got decisions for you. And when you're right on these decisions, you get paid. I download the Prize Picks app. Been playing lineups. I like the 4. I always settle on 4. I don't know why. But you can go 2 to 6 players. And you pick more or less. And it's fun. You pick those. You watch the games. When you're right, you win. Prize Picks is really cool. You can make picks on things like fantasy scores, free throws made, field goals attempted, or even turnovers. On Prize Picks, you can pick multiple sports in the same lineup. So you can play Steph Curry, Patrick Mahomes in the same lineup. It's really kind of cool. I'm looking at tonight. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander against Phoenix tonight. They go, that's a big number, 31.5. Is he going to score more or less? Luka Doncic, points, rebounds, and assists, 51.5 tonight. You want to play Alex Caruso? Rebounds, points, rebounds, and assists, 9.5. Feels like a good number to play. So that's how you do it. And then you sit back, watch the games, and you win. Download the Prize Picks app. Enter the code KNML. You get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's the Prize Picks app. Code KNML. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. It's the beautiful way to have fun watching games on Prize Picks, where it is good to be right.
What's up, guys? David Pollock here, former Georgia Bulldog.
Including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come.
All right, we got the NFL starts back up on Thursday. Thursday would be tomorrow because today happens to be Wednesday. And we'll have it for you right here on 95.9 FM at AM 610 Sports Animal. It will be the Falcons and the Buccaneers. That is your Thursday night football. And then, of course, Sunday we got you covered. Bills, Patriots start you. That's a huge game in the AFC. That's the early game here on the Sports Animal. Early game over on KTBL, Raiders and Eagles. And then right here on the Sports Animal, Packers and Broncos in a clash. 2 of the best in the NFL. That'll be the 2 o'clock game. And then Vikings and Cowboys on Sunday night. Meanwhile, also on Sunday, over on News Radio KKO. Dude, I gotta do basketball in the middle of fantasy football playoffs. Playoffs. Is it bad to have my phone going with the red zone on while I'm calling a game?
These random moments. It's like, oh, no.
Catch the damn ball. Lobos in Florida, Gulf Coast over on News Radio KKOB at 1:30. Remember, all of your NFL coverage here on these Sports Animals brought to you by Hyenas Comedy Nightclub, now open in Albuquerque. Go join them on New Year's Eve. Enjoy complimentary champagne toasts they bring in the new year. Conveniently located in Winrock Town Center. Visit hyeinascomedynightclub.com/Albuquerque. All your information is there. All right, the Phillip Rivers thing is really, really intriguing to me. And I got to believe he's going to start. So he's been out since the end of the 2020 season. I mean, his clock, he was about ready to go on the Hall of Fame ballot, right? And that was his 17th year in the NFL. He joined the Colts practice squad this week because they are just beat to hell at quarterback. They got 3 guys sidelined. Daniel Jones is out. He blew out his Achilles. Anthony Richardson had season-ending surgery, and so Riley Leonard was their guy, and he sustained a knee injury while in relief of Daniel Jones. So who do you got? It's either J.J. Buck or Phillip Rivers, and you were busy this weekend, right? You had to call a women's basketball game, and you couldn't make it out to Indianapolis. No, like honestly, where do you go? So they turned to Phillip Rivers. I don't know what his role is going to be. If Riley Leonard could go, they're going to go with Riley Leonard, right? As they should. And by the way, they may be up against the hottest damn defense in the National Football League right now in Seattle. Like, Seattle's got to be – if you've got Seattle as your fantasy D, play the heck out of them. Play them twice. Play them as your quarterback. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. And this is insane. Quarterback is hard. And it's not just, QB2, QB3 in the grand scheme of things. When you're talking about a Riley Leonard coming up, that's like QB 60, QB 65 on the NFL depth chart that you're talking about.
Well, it's lower than that because everybody's got 2. There's 32. So, I mean, he was I guess he was at the bottom of the QB2, but he initially was QB3 behind Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson.
Yeah. But that's what we're talking about. And the fact that you look around and the other quarterbacks in that range that might have actually been in shape and playing some sort of football on a practice squad somewhere are not good enough options that you call Phillip Rivers, who's living his best life, chilling with his grandkids, his family. He's a grandfather.
He has a
young man. He's 44 years old.
He has a kid as old as Riley Leonard, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
one of his, like,
you
12?
get to that point, and it's not just, we'll bring him in and he'll be in the room because Riley Leonard and this or that. Daniel Jones has to go get his Achilles fixed, and we don't trust Anthony Richardson to teach anybody anything. This is the reality that Riley Leonard can't play, Phillip Rivers in a 3-day span will be playing the Seattle Seahawks, and that's insane.
Coming off the couch, man. I mean, like literally, this
Like
is Joe
a
Flacco
guy
kind
that
of
was
stuff.
actually throwing passes in practice, even if it's on the side field or after practice to dudes, is not good enough to add from some other NFL team. It's Phillip Rivers.
Let me give you a little more perspective on this. Phillip Rivers currently, like now, is a semifinalist. Remember, you got to be out of football for 5 years to be on the Hall of Fame ballot. He is a semifinalist on the ballot for the Hall of Fame class of 2026. That's next year's class. That's per the Football Hall of Fame. So evidently his signing with the Colts practice squad does not affect his eligibility. However, if he signs on to the active roster, his eligibility clock does reset. Whether or not he takes a snap, and he won't be eligible again until 2031, and a lot of people are going to forget about Phillip Rivers. Does this help or hurt his Hall of Fame chance?
I don't think it affects it at all. It just makes it happen later if it does happen.
All right. So, Phillip Rivers, 5 years ago. This was in 2020. The Colts were 11-5 under Phillip Rivers. They made the playoffs as a wild card. They lost the Buffalo Bills first-round game. That's a couple weeks later he retired. No Colts team since 2020, that year, has averaged more passing yards per game than they did with Rivers. And again, this is a different dude now. I remember when Art Briles was introduced at Eastern New Mexico a couple weeks ago? And you're like, whoa, like that's not the dude I remember. When you looked at him, I want to see what Phillip Rivers looked. I don't expect him to age. Like Art Briles is 70. Last time we really kind of saw him in the spotlight was 60. I guess there's a difference, right? But what is he like? This is so crazy. I agree with you. The fact that there's nobody on that scrap heap, there's nobody on somebody's practice squad. Because the way it works in the NFL, if J.J. Buck is on the Chargers practice squad, you can go sign somebody off a practice squad, right? But there's nobody on somebody else's practice squad that it's crazy. It's just crazy. All right. I mean, I think it's going to happen, don't you? The way they're talking about Riley Leonard with this knee strain. Where else are they going, dude? And what are they going to do if Phillip Rivers gets knocked out? I honestly, man, I'm not trying to be flippant.
It's wild. Like it's not. Oh, Phillip Rivers was playing last year, didn't get an opportunity. He was kind of waiting around. It's 2020, the last time he played football. It was a good year of football, but that's the fallback option.
Brett Rippon's on the roster.
I guess it's impressive for Phillip Rivers, and at the same time, it adds that. Man, it is really hard to find dudes that can.
Why aren't we playing Brett Rippon?
Do that job.
Do you know why? Brett Rippon's on the roster. So you're going to tell me that pulling a 44-year-old granddad, and he's a granddad, off of a couch.
They call his kids like, sorry.
Hey, fellas, I yes.
can't take the little one this weekend. I'm going to be a little busy. But we'll schedule.
I took a side job. Are you going to be greeting at Walmart, Pops? No, I'm quarterback of the Colts against Seattle this weekend.
We're going to go play quarterback.
Yeah.
We'll reconvene on Monday.
JJ, Brett Rippon's on that roster.
And if you're Brett Rippon,
right?
You're just like, hi, guys. Did you forget? I'm here. Like, oh, you scared us.
I thought you were a mannequin sitting in the corner of the quarterback room. Wait, you speak? Can you throw? I mean, I think so. No, you obviously can't. It's crazy to me. I mean, I get it, man. I've seen Brett Rippon play in the NFL. Brett Rippon is what he is as an NFL quarterback. By the way, how long has Brett Rippon been in the NFL? I mean, he's made a hell of a career out of 29 years old. It's his seventh year. It's a hell of a career. I'll bet he's made, probably $15, $25 million.
Got a nice bank account.
Damn right. This one's bonkers to me, but it may happen. All right, is George Pickens going to play? Is DK Metcalf going to play? We'll get into that stuff as we go. What about Mike Evans? That one's really interesting to me as well because he hasn't been activated. I guess he's got to be activated by 4 o'clock today. Is that correct? It's the day before a game, right? And they play tomorrow. He's coming back at some point, don't you think? And I think that makes Tampa Bay a lot better. I mean, I don't know if you risk playing them this week. I'll ask you that later. 505-246-0610. Got an event coming up, big event, middle-sized event, whatever it is. It's an important event. You know why? Because it's your event. Take your event to the next level. Right in the heart of Albuquerque, right downtown at the Albuquerque Convention Center. Your dream event becomes a reality. The Albuquerque Convention Center has versatile spaces for every event, big or small, with everything you need to make it unforgettable. From small meetings and private gatherings to large expos, conferences, celebrations, their team and service and catering go above and beyond your expectations. Parking adjacent with a beautiful parking garage, easy in, easy out, local art on the walls everywhere, a staff that is there to take care of your people, and menus that are mouth-watering. We take our guests there every year at the Isleta New Mexico Bowl. We do a Thursday night event for our teams because they take care of our guests the way we need our guests taken care of. We're in the hospitality business. We rely on people, and they take care of us. Whether your event is big or small, it's important to you. It needs to be perfect. It should be at the Albuquerque Convention Center. Visit albuquerquecc.com for more information today, and then give them a call at 505-768-4575. That's area code 505-768-4575. It is the Albuquerque Convention Center. Be at the center of it all.
See you at the... We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, The question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
On their practice squad, and maybe their starting quarterback this weekend against Seattle. Riley Leonard has a knee injury. Daniel Jones out for the year. Anthony Richardson out for the year. Brett Rippon evidently is out of favor, right? So you got to remember, like, what's he been doing? He's got 10 children. So, I mean, he's not been just chilling on some remote island. He's close to the game at football. He's a high school coach in Alabama at Fairhope St. Michael Catholic. Been there since 2021. JJ, he's a good coach. He's 44-16 as a coach, 13-1 this year. Season's over, though, right? He wouldn't leave his team and not coach in the bowl game or the playoffs, would he? He would never do that. I mean, that's not something that happens. He's been coaching one of his sons there, by the way, Gunner, who is a highly touted prospect for the 2027 class. Listed as a 4-star, 6th-ranked quarterback national, according to one service. Offers from Auburn, Boston College, Miami, South Carolina, North Carolina State, where his daddy went. So that's what he's been doing. As far as a precedent for a 44-year-old quarterback to return, I mean, Tom Brady was 44, but it's not like he sat out 5 years. Vinny Testaverde, Warren Moon, Steve DeBerg were also of that age, but they didn't take 5 years off. And that's really where this thing becomes so unique. So if he plays Sunday, it'll be 1,800 days since his last start. That was January 9th of 2021. If he were to start this weekend against Seattle, and again, that's still in question, he would be the first 40-plus-year-old quarterback to play with at least 1,800 days between starts. The current record is now, they're keeping records on this. 40-year-old with the most days between starts. The hell does that? Steve DeBerg, 1998, 1,777 days. He started one game that year at age 44 and then retired again. He was out for 4 years. So it's just crazy to me that we're in this spot. And then I told you how it impacts his Hall of Fame. He's on the practice squad now. He's a semifinalist for next year, already on the ballot. If, in fact, he gets elevated to the regular, to the active roster, then his clock resets. He won't be active, assuming this is it, till 2031. That's what next time he will be available. It's interesting, man. It's really, really, really interesting. I think he's going to play, don't you?
It's trending that way, with Riley Leonard banged up. If Brett Rippon there, so would they say, "Oh, we're just bringing in Philip Rivers to be the backup quarterback"? I don't think so.
I mean, why?
Yeah.
No, yeah, I can find another Brett Rippon to back up Brett Rippon, if that makes any sense. Right?
Yeah, just hike handed to Jonathan Taylor.
So should I feel better or worse than I'm playing against Jonathan Taylor in the playoffs?
Should always be nervous, a player like that.
I mean, that dude's not. But they're playing Seattle, and I got to believe they're going to say, "Go ahead, beat me." I'm stuffing the box. That 28 will not beat me, right?
Keep your fingers crossed.
All right, will CeeDee Lamb play for the Cowboys this weekend? He stays in concussion protocol right now. The Cowboys receiver does. They got the mini bye because they played on Thursday, so the extra time to recover. Brian Schottenheimer said he's doing good. Talked to him over the weekend, progressing nicely. Hopefully things work out like we expect. Look, I'm never going to say I think I know what's going on with concussions because you just don't. Him and T. Higgins are the two guys we're watching on that front, right?
I'd be more concerned with T. Higgins given it's his second in like 3 weeks.
Right, and you didn't know about it until after the game, and evidently he must have had it during the game. He went.
I would not be counting on T. Higgins.
Damn it! I mean,
I understand. I feel you.
Yeah, man, he had a game. He had him a game. All right, then there's DK Metcalf. So DK Metcalf's got a stomach issue. Mike Tomlin's the head coach of Pittsburgh, still, no matter what you guys want. Mike Tomlin said he doesn't anticipate Metcalf's availability to be hampered against the Dolphins. They play Monday. This is another one, man. You got to wait till Monday. So what do you do there? Right? I mean, I might have a solution there. But he was in the hospital, and he overnighted in the hospital in Baltimore after the game. Quote, he's moving in the right direction. That's what Tomlin said. I don't think it's going to jeopardize his availability at all, but certainly may jeopardize his availability in the early portions of the week from a practice standpoint. Thankfully, he's fine. I'm appreciative of our medical staff and how quickly they acted, making sure he was safe and taken care of in postgame. This sounds pretty gnarly. Evidently, he got hit. So this Tomlin again, he got hit in the abdomen or stomach in game. I think they gave him some basic over-the-counter remedies like Pepto or something like that, and it got probably progressively worse after the game. So I'm appreciative of our medical experts who just exercised an abundance and caution. We didn't want to get him in the air without having a complete understanding about what he was dealing with. And they did a good job with it. That's kind of crazy. So he took a hit to the gut. So this isn't just a stomach virus. I mean, if you get hit, I don't know if he was bleeding. But it appears likely to play. Dolphins hold opponents by just 13.3 points a game in the last 4 wins. The Dolphins defense, they've quietly got a lot better. I know you're on your dude.
6-7.
They are 6-7. They are 6-7.
If they're the Kansas City Chiefs that are poised to go back to the Super Bowl,
aren't they 6-7 too? What's Kansas City's record? 6-7.
Yep.
This is the total 6-7 game. That's what you got. Do I ride Metcalf or no?
No, that one's tough because there's not a good one-to-one replacement there. Monday Night Football after everything's been played. Oof.
Well, I could play him as a flex with Jalen Warren as the other flex. You like him, Jacoby Myers, or Stephon Diggs? Jacoby Myers has been nice. He's been nice. Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence likes him. The head coach likes him. He's making plays.
I got the tight end there, too. Strange. Yeah. It's a big – I mean, these are elimination games now at BB John. Like, you got to win. You understand what I'm saying? All right. Other injury stuff that we're kind of watching. That's kind of the big stuff, right? I mean, those are the big ones. We could get into the whole Eagles conversation and everything that's going on there and George Pickens. So we'll do that as well. When we get back, I want to get into the hoops last night. UConn over Florida, the last two teams to win national championships in college basketball played at the Jimmy V. The BYU Clemson game was nuts. Get you up to date on the latest in the Mountain West. Get you ready for the Lobos and VCU. Want to hear your thoughts today at 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610 is the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and
Catch any of the Jimmy B last night? You watch any of that? I'm clicking that. USC and San Diego, the University of, not UC, not State, but San Diego. BYU came back from 22 down in the second half, beat Clemson on a buzzer beater. What a great! Did you see the play? The last play, drew it up, and they had it side out, kind of on that hash mark, and guys cutting, and they had one dude lurking out near midcourt, and he kind of came in late, fed him, and he launched between two dudes, launches a runner 3, splash, ball game, good night now. BYU beats Clemson 67-64. And then just a slugfest in the late game with UConn beating Florida. UConn and Florida won the last 3 national championships.
Inbound the basketball.
Isn't it crazy?
5-second violation.
Yeah.
I will say this might be the best non-conference ever for college basketball. Like the games we have seen across the board. It's been unbelievable.
Okay. I feel like the Maui wasn't as good as we get some of those games normally. But like Arizona at UConn was really good. The Michigan, you like the Players Era tournament. We had great matchups. I don't know if we had great games. Michigan beating the hell out of everybody was pretty impressive. I mean, when they beat Gonzaga by 40, it was like, holy smokes. Like, we got great matchups. I'm listening to you. Tell me why you think that.
Just the matchups.
Yeah.
And Well, we got. You think about Gonzaga at Kentucky over the weekend. I know they
Kentucky
handled
losing
them,
their
but
mind. Yeah,
like we're seeing some true road games mixed in there outside of these tournaments, and I'm anxious to kind of see what happens with Hawaii because all of a sudden, less people want to make that trip because they're like, it's just expensive.
Yeah. The luster's a little bit off of the Maui one. Yeah, people still like going out to the islands for 4 or 5 days around the holidays, though. But that one wasn't as great as it has been in the past. I agree with you on the road. I love that Gonzaga went to Kentucky. And
Well, we had, and even the challenges, though. You see the ACC, SEC games. Like they knocked it out. UNC, Kentucky, another good game. Just speaking with the Wildcats, Louisville, Arkansas was a fantastic one. Like the non-conference schedule just this past weekend, and even when you got into Big Ten play early, but man, just looking down, I had Iowa State, what they did to Purdue. Like, okay,
how about that?
It was a conference game.
Yeah, where was that coming?
Illinois, Tennessee, Auburn, Arizona. So Auburn was at Arizona this past Saturday night in Tucson. True road game, 20 versus 2, and Arizona handled them.
Nice. Arizona and Michigan right now. And look, I watched UConn last night. UConn looked good, but UConn was without their big guy when Arizona went and beat them. So it still counts. But to me, and if you want to tell me UConn's part of it, okay. UConn, Michigan, Arizona, and Purdue look spectacular. Who am I missing?
No, they do look spectacular.
Yeah,
even with that loss, Purdue still expect them.
Houston
bounce back. Houston always going to be a problem.
Yeah, I just there are some teams that are now. Last year we had all 1 seeds. All 1 seeds. Mountain West last night. Wyoming wins again. They're 8-2. Are you buying Wyoming, or is it their schedule? Their losses were to Sam Houston and Texas Tech. Their best win would probably be, Denver. They haven't beat anybody. They beat Northern State, Fullerton, Austin Peay, Portland, Norfolk State, Denver, Dartmouth, and South Dakota.
This is a good job, good effort.
Okay.
Where it's like, all right, what are we buying? We're buying your beating teams you should beat, which is always a good step in the process, and should expect you to be competitive and very pesky in Laramie.
So you think they get exposed when they got to play New Mexico, San Diego State, Boise State, Utah State, Colorado State, Nevada?
Yes, like they'll pick one off because it's what they do in Laramie.
Always. All right, so they won last night. Colorado State's 8-2 as well. They beat Dartmouth 76-55. The same record. They lost to Denver, who Wyoming beat, and then they lost to Virginia Tech out of the ACC. Their best win would be Colorado and South Florida. Their wins over Incarnate Word, Omaha, Cal Poly, Loyola, Chicago, Wichita State, South Florida, Colorado, and Dartmouth. You buying them?
I am.
What makes you buy them?
Why do I buy? I like the shooting.
They can shoot.
The style of play works for that roster right now. 3-1, quad 2 games. I think that's a solid team that's definitely in the mix. Top 3, top 4 in the Mountain West potentially.
Okay. All right. Also, last night, San Jose State up in Northern California beat Long Beach State 89-83. The Spartans go to 5-5, and their wins are over. Well, they beat San Diego. They beat Long Beach State. They beat Loyola, Chicago, Southern, Bethesda. Lost to Utah, Santa Barbara, Michigan State, Tulsa, and UC Irvine. 505-246-0610. Emails, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Tonight, Lobos are 9.5-point dogs on the road at VCU. This would be a big win. Boise State at home. They get Duquesne. San Diego State at home. 19.5-point favorites over Lamar. And Fresno State will be at the Matadome, where Fresno State is an underdog to Cal State Northridge, 1.5. Bruin James, good morning. I know you're going to that big Cal State Northridge Fresno State game tonight in the Valley. How you doing? You don't make it to the Valley. You don't get out of the Inland Empire. You can't get all the way up to the Valley.
Inland Empire, my friend. Yeah, that's about it. I don't get out too much.
Yeah, what do you got?
But, yeah, it's a good week for sports talk radio with everything going on and stuff like that. And man, it's just seeing all these coaches being fired and stuff like that, and these coaches nowadays, they get fired and they're good for the rest of their lives.
That's the way it works.
Man. They're going to go home, relax, and they're retired, they're done, and the Florida State coach, did they fire him or is he still there?
Football,
yeah.
He's still there from Norvell. Is that job open? Oh no, that job was open a long time ago. No, it's
They haven't been a coach fired in a little while.
yeah. I think Florida State's good. Florida's open. No, Florida just filled. Florida filled from South Florida.
Yeah.
Tulane.
But,
Tulane. South Florida went to
no.
No.
It's doggy dog
Auburn.
now in college
Auburn.
football and stuff. They want to win today or yesterday.
We all do.
And it's tough, man. And with UCLA getting a coach, which I'm a little disappointed. I
Chesney?
wanted Skipper, and hopefully they'll keep Jerry Neuheisel as the OC. And
Not if his daddy goes to Washington State. They're not.
Is he going to go to Washington?
Well,
State?
there's talk that Rick Neuheisel may take the job at Washington State and take his son with him. Tim Skipper, the interim at UCLA, got the job at Cal Poly. So I'm glad he got a head coaching job. So, yeah, we'll see. Yep, we'll see. Hey, I got the top of the hour. I got to hit this break, man. Good to hear from you. Enjoy the rest of the week. Appreciate him. 505. Yeah, there's talk that Rick Neuheisel is. I don't know what they're going to do at Washington State. I feel.
Well, he was campaigning the last couple weeks saying that the Pac-12 is going to be a power conference. They're going to have a spot in the college football playoff every single year. So
he's out of his spot. I mean, the ACC didn't get a spot in the playoff this year. The Pac-12 is going to have one every year.
So
Which of those teams is going to be it?
You can see him setting the table.
Yeah. IPS provides private security, affordable private security. They watch My Home, their businesses, homes all over Albuquerque and Santa Fe. At a time where you need private security because the bad guys are out there and property crime is real. Call IPS, talk to them about what they can do for you. They'll provide you standing guards if you want eyes around the clock on your property. They'll install alarms, camera systems. State-of-the-art facility monitors those cameras 24/7. It all raises the security around your home and your business. So who's watching your home when you're not there? Make sure it's the good guys. Affordable private security when we need affordable private security. That is IPS, International Protective Service, watches my home. They should watch yours as well. 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420 or IPSglobal.com. Passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744. Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, With 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273.
JJ Buck.
Big day for Level basketball there in Virginia. VCU is the opponents over on News Radio KKOP. 4:30 pregame, 5 o'clock tip-off with Robert Portnoy and Hunter Green from the East Coast. VCU 48th currently in the net rankings. New Mexico 80th, so this would be a quad one. Well, it is a quad one game, win or lose, and a great opportunity for New Mexico. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck, 505-246-0610. Your emails come in, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. All right, I wanted to hit this yesterday, and it kind of is, maybe today's even a better time. JJ, when Notre Dame was left out of the playoff on Sunday in the college football, their athletic director, Pete Bavacqua, came out and criticized Jim Phillips and the Atlantic Coast Conference, the ACC, for not supporting Notre Dame. He said it has done irreparable harm to the relationship with the ACC and Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a member of the ACC in all their sports except for football. Bavacqua, the athletic director, said after Notre Dame pulled out, he said, I applaud the decision. I think it was a hard decision. I think they knew it was going to be a hard decision. I think they knew it was going to be a decision that not everyone was going to love, but it was the right decision for this team at this moment. I'm positive of that. Before I move on to what Brett Yormark, the commissioner of the Big 12, said, we never really got into this yesterday. This is a lot of people are saying this feels like I'm going to take my ball and go home. I didn't get my way. I'm going to take my ball and go home. They didn't beat Miami. Miami got in instead of them. I understand their disdain where for 4 weeks they were above Miami in the rankings. And then when the final rankings came out, Miami jumped them. I get that because I scratched my head a little bit about that too, but I scratched my head why they were above them to begin. The fact that the ACC fought for Miami, according to Bavacqua, and not for Notre Dame, why would it surprise you that the conference in which Miami is affiliated fought for Miami as opposed to you who chooses to not be affiliated with them in football? Why would that surprise you? What should the ACC have done? They did. I mean, they should have done exactly what it sounds like they did, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is one where the parties involved are working in their best interest. Yes, you have a scheduling relationship with Notre Dame. They're in your league for other sports. But still, for the ACC, Miami represents them on the football field. Notre Dame does not. Notre Dame is proud to be an independent football team. Is proud to have their spot on NBC, and that doesn't benefit the ACC when we got to this discussion of getting into the college football playoff. So I understand what the ACC did, and I understand that the athletic director at Notre Dame, that's his job to campaign for his program. But it went way too far, in my opinion, from just, we deserve this, we played hard, this or that, to, why are you not handing us this? We're Notre Dame. Are you serious? You cannot do this to Notre Dame. Like, it was not anything about earning it. You had 2 okay wins, man. You beat USC and Pitt. The rest of your schedule is not one where I'm going to push for you to get in the college football playoff, and you're blowing the doors off Syracuse and Stanford. Okay. Like, there's not enough there. And the way he came across of trying to throw the ACC under the bus, this is egregious. And really, all I got from it is that we're Notre Dame and we should be in no matter what we do.
I kind of got that too.
What?
Yeah. I think the team that should have been left out of the 3 was Alabama. Okay. I think Alabama was treated differently than everybody. If you're going to sit there and tell me BYU's got the 3 losses and they dropped after losing in their conference championship game, then you can't tell me, well, but we can't drop Alabama for losing a conference championship game. If you're going to tell me that Texas can't be in because, well, they got a really bad loss to Florida, well, then you have to tell me that Alabama got a really worse loss to Florida State, don't you?
Yeah, it's never going to be, even when we're evaluating resumes and trying to say this team versus that team. But, man, like the weight for some of these teams, like one win has versus teams maybe with 2 or 3. Like, I still look at Texas A&M and go, what did you all really do this year? But yeah,
everybody in the SEC that it was in front of them except until the end. Alabama did win at Georgia. That's got to count for something too. Look, there was no real easy answer here. I think the shocking part now, if Miami would have been ranked ahead of Notre Dame the entire time, I think this might have been something that would have been easier for them to swallow. While hardly palatable or acceptable, I think Notre Dame probably could have swallowed it if they knew where they were going in. And that's where I think the committee screwed this thing up.
I do agree with that one. And really, what we got at the very end was pretty much how do you feel about how you should judge these teams after a conference championship game?
Yeah, it's really hard because they're playing an extra game.
Yeah, they
Ole Miss
don't
could drop.
necessarily want to penalize them.
Yeah, but
because they didn't through Alabama and Ohio State.
No, Ohio State dropped once.
Honestly, like, how is Georgia not number 2?
I thought that too. I thought Georgia would be number 2, but they didn't want to penalize number 1 Ohio State for losing.
It's a weird scenario where you're in, where it could really help someone if you're in a conference championship game on your bubble, but if you're there, it's not going to move you. And then if you're not playing, you're not going to get.
I wonder if they didn't want to have a Big Ten game in a semifinal, right? And that's why they kept Ohio State 2, because 1 will play 4, theoretically 2 will play 3 in the semifinal. And so I wonder if they wanted to avoid conference versus conference in the semifinal. Does that make sense? Who's 4? It's Texas Tech, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it would, I mean, if form holds, which it probably will not, it would be Indiana, Texas Tech, and Ohio State, Georgia in the semifinals. As opposed to, I wonder if that has something to do with this. I don't know.
In the quarterfinals, probably going to get SEC versus SEC.
You are, yeah. There's no, well, when you got 5 teams in there, you can't avoid it. You're just not going to be able to avoid it. But that's where I was with the whole thing. So this is Brett Yormark yesterday at a panel in the Intercollegiate Athletics Forum in Las Vegas. He is the commissioner of the Big 12. Quote, and Pete Bavacqua, the athletic director at Notre Dame. Quote, Pete's behavior has been egregious. It's been egregious going after ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips, when they saved Notre Dame during COVID, we all knew, and it was very transparent, the CFP chairman, Hunter Yurchek, was very transparent about it, that as Notre Dame and Miami got closer, head-to-head was going to be the factor. I think Bevacqua is totally out of balance in his approach. And if he were in the room, I'd tell him the same thing. End quote. What'd you think of that? Pretty bold statement by the Big 12 Commission.
Because this is one where everyone would understand you campaigning for your program. That's what you should do. You're the athletic director. But it got to a point where it wasn't really talking about the resume or what they did. It was just like, we're Notre Dame. Why are we should just be here regardless. 0-12 just put us in the college football playoff. We're Notre Dame.
All right, 505-246-0610. Miguel, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Miguel.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Hey, I'm calling to defend Notre Dame. I've been an Irish fan since I was about 8 years old. First off, the Big 12 commissioner, we don't care what Big 12 commissioner says. Mind your own business. Worry about your own conference.
I think it is his business.
Don't worry about Notre Dame or the ACC. If you're the ACC commissioner, maybe I'll listen to you.
All right, I'll read you his
don't
quote.
have no beef in the game. That's one. Two, everybody beats up Notre Dame for not playing the schedule. Well, first off, they have a contract to play 5 ACC games a year.
Yep.
So when Notre Dame schedules that, they don't know who's going to be ranked and who isn't going to be ranked. That falls a little bit on the ACC. If they don't have ranked teams and we're going to play, and Notre Dame's going to play 5 of them, we can't help if they're ranked or not. So don't give me this stuff that they have the worst schedule in America, because they don't. They play USC every year. Next year they're playing Michigan State. They used to play Michigan. They build an independent. They don't run away from anybody. My problem is not with Miami. I can't defend. We lost to Miami the first week of the season playing in Miami. You're right. I can't defend that. But what I can defend is Alabama at 3 losses has no business in the Big 12. They're not one of the 12 best teams. They don't belong in the playoffs. Notre Dame should have got that spot.
So you think they should have?
They
should have been penalized for losing in the championship game, right? That's what you're saying.
Well, I don't know if they should have been
Well,
penalized.
that's their
or not,
third
but
loss.
I'll tell you what, they didn't have a great year.
Beat Georgia. That's the best win of anybody. That would probably be now they got a bad loss to Florida State, but they probably have the best win of anybody too.
Okay. Well, Notre Dame lost by a total of 4 points to 2 teams that were ranked in the top 10
That's correct.
at the beginning of the season.
Yep.
And here, Jeff, I'm not going to get in an argument.
No, it's good. It's good conversation.
Who's better than who? But the point is, you can make an argument that Notre Dame at 10-2, when they crushed their opponents, whether that was a great schedule or not, it was against 5 ACC teams. It was against a good USC team when they played them. Mm-hmm. They have an argument that their argument is a lot stronger than Alabama's.
Hey, Miguel, I think they have an absolute argument. I think their argument, Miami's argument, and Alabama's argument are razor thin. Absolutely. The question is, with the third loss being in a conference championship game that neither Miami nor Notre Dame had to play in, should they have been penalized? And if you want to tell me yes, because the third loss, I can listen to that. That's a precedent then they've got to set, and then who's going to want to play in a conference championship game? It's a razor-thin argument.
Yeah.
I think Notre Dame has an absolute argument to be in. I think where the committee messed this up is ranking them ahead of Miami all these weeks, and then in the last rankings flipping it. That's where I think you'd have been able to say, you know what, if you knew where you were going in, and you wouldn't have had as much of a problem if they didn't jump you in the last ranking.
That's correct. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, we're on the same
but I'm not going to criticize the athletic director for Notre Dame to come out and defend his university the way that he did. Everything there was accurate, and I don't know. We'll see. I know there's. I'd have no problem. I know this. If Notre Dame decided to leave the ACC and take all their other sports to the Big Ten or SEC or whoever wanted them, they'd be accepted tomorrow.
Of course.
Of course. And I pray and hope that they stay independent the rest of their life, because that deal they get with NBC, nobody can touch that.
Great call. Thanks, Miguel. No, appreciate it. That's not an argument. That's a conversation.
Mm-hmm. And right now, man, all Notre Dame has is that football. So
Jim Phillips, by the way, basically backtracked a lot and said, Notre Dame is an important part of what we do. And they're, Jim Phillips, of course, is the commissioner of the ACC. But, he said they're a huge part of what we do, and they're valued. And, it sounded like he's like, oh, my goodness, we may lose them. What did I do here?
Dude, if they want to take their ball and go home, then go.
They
they have not elevated the ACC. The ACC was on the verge of being left out. So Miguel can scream all he wants about they can't control the ACC schedule. Okay, well, it's not a great conference right now.
He's right, though. They can't control the ACC schedule. And the ACC, he's right, did it to themselves because their teams were average.
And if you feel that you're better than that, then back out of the agreement and pick other teams to play.
Start scheduling independently completely.
And they blew the doors off everyone. And I'm on the side of there is a valid argument for Notre Dame to be in there. And we both laid out. We understand where the athletic director was coming from. And as a Notre Dame fan, you're going to tell everyone else to shut up. But, man, that was more than just campaigning for your program. It's like, we're Notre Dame. You hand us this.
Yeah, and Brent Yormark, the Big 12 commissioner, mind your own business. It is his business because this is college football's business. This is one of the biggest stories, and this is affecting all of college football. So, Miguel, I would tell you that I do believe, when Brent Yormark was asked about that at that forum yesterday, it is his business because this is college football and this is where it's going. And because of something like this, to just try to attack and blow up a relationship, and he may feel that, and you may feel, the ACC blew up that relationship. The ACC has been pretty damn good to Notre Dame in regards to so many things. Now, is the ACC the reason? Is Jim Phillips the reason Notre Dame didn't get in? I don't know the answer to that. I'm going to guess probably not. And he's right, by the way. If they went to the SEC and the Big Ten, they would take them tomorrow. You're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they haven't wanted to do that. I think there's a reason.
All right, 505-246-0610. We're going to get to your phone calls. They continue to come in. Listen closely. This is a big deal. This has never happened before. John Thomas Jewelers is moving. They're going to go to a new showroom. Everything has to go before the move. So you save up to 70% on fine jewelry. That includes diamonds, engagement rings, designer collections, men's and women's jewelries. It's the largest offer or discount ever offered. This is not a gimmick. They're not moving all this inventory to a new location. It is a true moving sale, so when it's gone, it is gone. There's going to be no second chances. There's no restocks, no holds. Get in there and get your piece now. If you're thinking of proposing, now's the time to get over there. If you're thinking of a holiday gift, and I know you are, that's going to wow, now is the time to get over there. If you're looking to upgrade, this is the time to be at John Thomas Jewelers. Go to Best Jeweler in Albuquerque, 5 years running. This sale will end December 24th. And the best pieces don't last for days. They last for hours, but there's still some left. Get in there today before someone gets what you want. John Thomas Jewelers, 3rd floor, Lewis University building on Louisiana, 1 block south of Manal, right across the street from the Coronado Center. It's John Thomas Jewelers. All the details are at johnthomasjewelers.com.
This report is...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are one Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient. They're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro.
But BYU was at 11. They played the. It would have been interesting if BYU won. What 2 teams would have been left out, right? It would have been the way I look at it would have been Miami and Notre Dame would have been left out. BYU would have got the automatic berth. Texas Tech would have dropped down a little bit, and it would have if BYU would have beat Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship game, then both of those teams probably would have been left out. The way I read the ranking, Miami jumped from 12 to 10. Notre Dame went from 10 to 11. Miami jumped over BYU and Notre Dame in the final standings. They didn't play a game that week, nor did Notre Dame. And so I thought there were arguments on all 3 sides. I think we're the biggest, if you're asking where do I think people messed up, it's by ranking Notre Dame over Miami all these weeks when Miami beat Notre Dame head-to-head and then jumping them in the final week. That's where people lost their mind. If Notre Dame would have kind of foreseen what was coming, I think they might have even expected it. They didn't have to accept it. And then the Alabama piece. What do you do with a 3-loss team who's in, but their 3rd loss came in that extra game that Notre Dame didn't have to play, Miami didn't have to play, Oklahoma didn't have to play? Do you penalize them for that? It's all fair. And then the commissioners and everybody is getting involved. Let's go to you. 505-246-0610. Edward, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Edward.
Good morning. Hey, I think I like Miguel's calls. He's very articulate. And I think we all have a propensity to romanticize the past. I'm not saying Miguel does that. I'm saying in general, people do that. As I mentioned yesterday, Jeff, we graduated high school in 1988. That was Notre Dame's last championship. Now, they've been relevant. I will reiterate that. They've been relevant. Their last championship game, I'm going to go into my third retirement by the time they win their next one. So let's just put that on the table. Now, Pete Pavakwa, their AD, came out, and you eloquently stated some of the things he said. He came out and got on a podium and said in front of the media, Notre Dame had one of the greatest 10-win streaks in the history of college football this year. Let me share this with you. They beat 4-8 Stanford. They beat 3-9 Syracuse. They beat 7-5 NC State. They beat 2-10 Boston College. They beat 2-10 Arkansas, and they beat 2-10 Purdue.
Yep.
And they beat Navy, and they beat Boise State. The greatest run in the history of college football.
It wasn't the greatest run ever. Look, their two losses were tight. It wasn't the greatest run, and their two losses were by 1 and by 3 to ranked teams. 2 teams were in the playoff. Like their argument is legit, but stop it with the greatest run ever, please.
Okay, so I have a website for Notre Dame, Pete Pavakwa, their staff, all their fans. It's called getoveryourself.com. Take your loss, right? We always ask, hey, let us settle it on the field. Well, they got on the field, and they played 2 good teams, and they got beat. And I give them credit for scheduling at Miami and at Texas, or they played Texas A&M. I don't know where they played them, but they played them. And they got beat, fair and square, on the field. Now, do I think that Alabama should have got in? No. I think Texas and Vanderbilt had a better case than Alabama. And then Notre Dame, they have a case as well. But the hubris of the defeated, as I said yesterday, just take your loss, because the more they talk about it, the more they whine, you're going to lose people. And I think they've already lost some people, and then you become a joke, right? Well, and that's kind of where this is headed. This
is political. This is like politics, okay? Everybody's got a side. And the more people talk, the more entrenched in their side they get. The more people are talking, the more people like Miguel, who's a Notre Dame fan, and I get his point. I'm not mad at his point at all. But I know a lot of people like him. The more the Notre Dame people are absolutely entrenched behind their leader, and the more people talk, the more the non-Notre Dame fans get disgusted with it and get more entrenched in their view.
Which is the extensive study of cognitive dissonance. When presented with data, people say, I don't care what you tell me, I've already made up my mind. And this isn't about Miguel. Miguel's a fine gentleman, and I'm not taking shots at him.
Miguel's not way off, man. I don't even think he's off.
Yeah.
Miguel's point is fair.
Yeah. And now Notre Dame, if you want to stay independent, great. Yeah. We celebrate you, right? Keep your money. But stop playing Boston College and stop playing Georgia Tech.
But that's their scheduling agreement with the ACC. And look, he's right, man. That's on the ACC as well. Like, they got a scheduling agreement. Some years they get Clemson and Florida State. Some years they get Boston College and Syracuse. And that's on the ACC, because the ACC's got to get better. They got to stop having horrible teams like Stanford and Syracuse and Boston College and what they're throwing out there. Because he's not wrong, dude. They scheduled Miami. They scheduled A&M. They scheduled USC. They scheduled Boise State. They didn't run from people. When you schedule, you don't know how bad people are going to be or how good they're going to be. He's not totally wrong on the schedule. It ended up being bad, but that's on the ACC a bit too. If you're going to have a scheduling agreement, then stop feeding them your crap.
Precisely. And just to end on this, more than one thing can be right. Notre Dame, they had a fine season, and they played who they played. And additionally, you have to step up and play better teams or join the conference, be a major part of a conference, which will solidify your stance. So nobody gets everything. Hey, thanks for letting me eloquently state my case, and I appreciate your guys' input.
See you. Nice of you to tell me how eloquently you stated your case. He is the best. Anthony, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's good, man?
Hey, good morning, guys. So, first of all, I don't think you blame the ACC. The only people to blame is Notre Dame. If Notre Dame would join the ACC in football, they would have played in the championship game this year.
That's correct.
Their way in.
That's right.
The rules are the rules. Notre Dame, you don't get an automatic bid.
That's right.
The champions of the Big Four get an automatic bid. The highest ranked, the Group of Five, gets an automatic bid. And then the next one, whatever it is, gets an automatic bid. Notre Dame, you don't get an automatic bid. You leave yourself, because you refuse to join a league, at the mercy of the committee. And when you leave yourself at the mercy of the committee, of course the athletic directors are going to go out there and protect their own. That's just natural. So Notre Dame, if you were in the we were all upset that they didn't get the NCAA championship game, but we cried for what, one day? Got over it because we realized those are the rules, and we didn't get to play in the tournament in the championship game, and you move on. So, athletic director and all you Notre Dame fans, be mad at your school. Join a conference. Either if it's the Big 12, you're not going to. I mean, you're not going to join the Big 10, right? Because then you know you won't be in the championship game every year. Join the ACC. More than likely, you'll be playing for the championship every single year, and more than likely, you'll be going to the tournament every year. So just join the conference. Stop complaining. That's my take.
Thanks, Anthony. I got this text on that line from Jeffrey. It says, so Notre Dame, non-football sports of the Mountain West? I like it. Because they're going to battle with the ACC. He's not. Look, there's a lot of things that are right here. There's a lot of things that are right. He's not wrong on that. Notre Dame's opted to play the independent game. And then when you want support from a conference, when it comes down to something like that, the conference is going to support their team. Let me tell you another place the ACC is going to need to change. Is their tiebreaker for their conference championship game. Okay? Anthony just brought this up. You were upset when New Mexico was not invited to the Mountain West Conference Championship game, right? The formula they used was voted upon by their athletic directors to put their two highest ranked teams so they would have the best opportunity to get in the college football playoff. The ACC, if they would have done that, JJ, would have had Miami playing in their championship game. Miami could have got the automatic bid, and it would have been a little less controversy there too. Right?
Yeah, at some point, you're not like that makes sense
because
the highest ranked team does make.
Well,
sense.
then Miami would have got in, and Notre Dame would have got in, and James Madison would have been out.
I don't think really ACC thought they'd have to be thinking that way.
Well,
but at some point, it's a 17-team conference. It's going to be messy. Like, what do you expect? 17 teams in the conference.
You got to play someone. You're not going to play everyone. Yeah. Look, all these things that have been said, I can't argue with any of them. Miguel's point's right. Edward's right. And what Anthony just said is they have opted to stay independent. And so how you believe then when you opt to stay independent, even though you are affiliated with the ACC and all your sports besides football, when it comes down to a football conversation and your commissioner has to go to battle for somebody, your commissioner's job is to go to battle for the football program whom he represents. And that would have been Miami. By the way, Miami who beat you. But you were behind them the whole time. Like, Notre Dame's got a point too. But if they'd have joined a conference, he's right. You know what the ACC conference championship game should have been? Miami, Notre Dame. It should have been. But you got Virginia versus Duke. Kind of on them.
Yeah. And at this point, for power conferences, more times than not, if you get to a conference championship game with a good record, like, it's not going to hurt you. Like BYU was the one.
More times than not is a nice conversation, but when and nobody remembers the more times than not when it works. You always remember the time, the 1 out of 15 that it doesn't work. We don't talk about all the BCS selections that absolutely fell into place Final Four. We talk about the one time that it didn't. Right? That's what sticks in your mind. All right, keep them coming. 505-246-0610. This is good stuff. 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimallabq.com. I want to tell you about LaBarge Landscape because I love what they did to my yards. Front and back. Took care of them. They were a mess, dude. My grass was dying. My sprinklers didn't work. I had, like, trees growing everywhere. LaBarge came over and absolutely took care of me. I needed a deep cleanup, and they did it for me, and I love my yard. I spend way more time in it in the backyard now, and the front yard's just different when I pull up. You're thinking about a yard transformation. You're thinking about a cleanup. You're thinking about wait until spring, and that's a bad call. Do it now because everybody waits till spring, and that means you get on the list, and by the time your project's done, half of next summer's gone. Call LaBarge Landscape today like I did. Have it done now so when spring gets here, you don't have to wait. You know what you want? They're going to do it for you. Say, hey, I want this and this. I want a retaining wall here, and I want a water feature here, and I want whatever it is. Not sure what you want? Have them come out. They'll bring their design team, look at the space that you've got, and give you a bunch of options until you and your family get exactly what you want. You're going to get years of enjoyment from a landscape transformation. You will love this like I do. Remember, the people who get to enjoy that landscape in the spring are the ones who call LaBarge Landscape now. And if you just want to clean up during the fall, like leaf cleanup or pruning of the shrubs, LaBarge Landscape does that too. I love them. You will too. LaBargeLandscape.net is their website. LaBarge. Go check out all their pictures, their photo gallery, and then call them at 505-345-3000. 505-345-3000. Whether your project is small or large, the answer is easy. It is LaBarge Landscape.
Do you know your number? No, not your credit score number, not your...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are one Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action.
all your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there.
I mean, they got an argument. I don't think they have a better argument than Notre Dame. But I mean, their two losses were to ranked teams, to just the same ranked team. They beat TCU. They beat West Virginia. Bad. West Virginia wasn't good. Stanford wasn't good. Colorado wasn't good. Portland State wasn't good.
Yeah, I will say I would take Notre Dame over
too.
BYU, because especially the losses, like, it wasn't close.
Yeah, they
didn't
lost.
compete with
They
Texas
lost
Tech.
34-7 and 29-7 to Texas Tech. Notre Dame lost to Texas A&M by a point, and they lost to Miami by 3. All right, Rudy, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Rudy.
Good morning. I don't know. Notre Dame's always been a problem. They're the problem child because they have their own deal. And they won 10 games, but their record was, I think any chance they had was gone the first 2 games of the season when they lost. You can win 10 games in a row, but they lost to Texas A&M and they lost to Miami, was it?
Yep.
So even though they beat USC, which was a home game, and they beat Pitt, I just don't think that's enough to get in. And
was it?
Alabama, I wasn't too thrilled about them getting in either.
Who would you have put in?
I don't
BYU,
know.
Vanderbilt?
Sitting there looking at the whole thing, why don't we just start with 132 teams and play down from there?
Well, we
'Cause
do.
somebody's always going to have their feelings hurt.
That's right. I don't care if it's at 16, 18, 24, whatever the number is, the next 2 teams left out are pissed.
Well, we've watched this happen in NCAA men's basketball tournament, right? Every year somebody cries and grouses, and so let's add another, and pretty soon you don't really have you're not winnowing out the teams that don't deserve to be there, and it's just they're going to have to live with it. Next year, don't lose your first 2 games of the season, and I remember when I was at Michigan, you couldn't lose to win a national championship, right?
Well, that's
You
right.
have to go undefeated.
And it's changed, and it's better, so your season doesn't end in week 1 when you lose to, Texas.
Yeah, I mean every year when I was at school, it came down to Notre Dame, and it was the first or second game of the season that you're playing Notre Dame, and if you lost to Notre Dame, you're done. So the year that Michigan won the national championship, I was at that game, and Bob Davie was the coach of the Fighting Irish, and they had the ball inside the Michigan 20 3 times in the fourth quarter and went for it on 4th down 3 times and missed 3 times and ended up losing like 14-12 or something like that. And, they were criticizing Davey after the game, why didn't you kick the field goal? Because you don't know, and a touchdown would have put the game away. And so things turn on such small little details. That was the game that if Michigan would have lost, it wouldn't have mattered what happened the rest of the season, even going to the Rose Bowl and beating Washington State. Yeah. It's that final line.
Well, it used to be that tight. Now there's a little bit of margin of error. You got a 3-loss team in the playoff now for the first time ever. You got a bunch of 2-loss teams in the playoff. There's only 1 team that's undefeated left. It's just different now, and I would argue it's probably a little bit better now. I think 12 is the right number. I know people are going to argue, and especially Notre Dame, and there's going to be a scream to expand it because now we have a sample size of 2. But I don't care how long we expand it, 14, 16, 24, 28. Whoever's left out, the next 2 teams are going to yell and scream that they got robbed.
That's right. So I'm satisfied with how the committee picked this year, and I understand Notre Dame's frustration because New Mexico kind of shared it with getting shut out of the championship game. But
it was right.
Again,
it was the right way. It was the right way. That ACC should have used that same system, and they wouldn't have had this problem. They wouldn't
exactly
because if Miami then
tonight,
won,
huge game.
Yeah, if Miami would have won, Miami would have got the automatic spot. Notre Dame then would have been in because James Madison wouldn't have been in. If the ACC would have done it the way the Mountain West does it, it would have worked out both for Miami and Notre Dame, and James Madison wouldn't have been out, but they don't do it that way.
Yeah, huge game tonight for the Lobos. If they can get past VCU, this sets them up nicely for the rest of the season.
Huge game, huge net ranking game. All right, man, good to hear you. I'm not wrong, right? I mean, if they would have, Miami plays that championship game and wins. If they lose, they're out. But if they play in it and they win, they get the automatic. That's James Madison's automatic, and then Notre Dame's in, and we don't have this issue. I mean, that's the lack of foresight on their side, because what did you tell me? Because they didn't think they'd ever be in that position?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Mountain West thought that way. That's how the American thought that way. Well, they're a group of fives. Yeah. And they position their teams the best possible way. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored
to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we're the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf.
Coming up here in about 8 minutes, we'll talk with Sean Ryder, the beat writer for Local Football, covering for the Journal. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. I got an idea on the Phillip Rivers, Indianapolis Colts thing. I mean, I was just thinking it through, right? I think Mark Rippon's on that roster. The Colts are down to their...
If it was Mark Rippon, then it would make sense with why they're bringing in Phillip Rivers.
Okay. I mean, so they're down. Anthony Richardson is out. Daniel Jones ripped his Achilles. Knee strain for Riley Leonard. They got nowhere to go. So they're pulling 44-year-old Phillip Rivers off the couch. He hadn't played in 5 years. I got an idea. What if Diego Pavia just said, hey, I shouldn't have to go through some draft. I'm available. I'll still be able to play in the bowl game for Vanderbilt, but I'm available to play for Vanderbilt. It's a free work society. I should be able to go work right. And they called Diego, and Diego quarterbacks for him on Sunday. I'm half kidding.
As you've said, Jeff, nothing is ever zero.
I know that's not how it works. Wouldn't that be something?
Nothing is ever zero.
I mean, if anybody was going to make that happen, would it be him?
Dude, you got pros playing college basketball, so
that's what I'm saying, man. I got guys who, I mean, Tomislav Buljan is called a freshman. How many years of professional basketball did he play in Croatia? Serbia, right? Serbia. Yeah, I'm just saying, wouldn't that be, because if anybody was going to do it, he could be on the stage for the Heisman on Saturday and playing against the Seahawks on Sunday. You think I'm way out of line, and I am. And I am. I admit I am. I know I am. I know I am. But, man, stuff that's happening now, 2, 3, 5 years ago, we all said was impossible anyway. Right? All right, Notre Dame, this is from David. It says college football hypocrisy. So the Notre Dame AD was on the Dan Patrick Show the other morning. It was a great interview in its entirety. And a good listen to hear the whole interview rather than snippets like most people who've been criticizing the AD, calling him a crybaby or characterizing his words as we're Notre Dame and we deserve to be in the playoff no matter what. That's lazy. And his attitude was nothing like that. He was defending his coach, his team, and every single AD in the country would have been doing the same thing for their school in that situation. He was questioning the process and was very complimentary of both Miami and Alabama. He exaggerated about the 10-game winning streak. They all have good arguments, even teams like BYU and Vandy. But Vandy didn't beat anyone, literally. So they were out, and Texas lost 3, so they were out. He was upset by the process of the week-by-week voting and upset how the ACC was representing them in the CFP meeting. So the first ranking, Miami was 6-2, ranked 18th, which of their great wins after that would suggest they should move from 18th to 10th by Sunday morning. The best was beating Pitt, which we're told was a good win. Wasn't good for Notre Dame either. I'll finish this later. You know what? I'm going to read this whole thing after we talk to Sean because there's some really good stuff. Global football next. They're going to the Rachel Bowl. They're playing Minnesota. That will be on the 26th of December, the day after Christmas. Sean Ryder's going. Got a glimpse of his hotel where he's going to get to stay. Global sent 12 people, I heard, on their full visit yesterday. We got both teams coming in. I mean, God bless them. And they got money over there. UNM's got money. Sean Ryder next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Channel.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we're the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat.
610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
All right, let's go. We got a big bowl season that's going to start on Saturday. There's a bunch of games. Jerry said, all right, you have an argument about not playing in the playoffs, but pulling out of bowls is inexcusable. I don't know if he's being sarcastic or what. Appreciate you. Lobos are going to be in Phoenix. They're going to play in the Rate Bowl the 26th of this month against Minnesota. They will play in Chase Field where the Diamondbacks play. The next day, you get the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. That will be 23rd ranked North Texas, the number 1 offense in America,
We would
against
like to
the
thank the
co-champions of
following
the
sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Utah shuts things down once again. 25-19.
snap. Now he's firing, looking for Smith. One-on-one, and George makes the catch. The transfer from Robertson hauls it in for the Matadors touchdown.
Pruitt puts it across. Ava Ashley. Ashley puts it down. Game 4 goes to Albuquerque High, 25-12. We'll take a quick break.
An injury as well. Breaking through, Wyatt sees a hole, and he's gonna go. What a play, 70-yard touchdown. Watkins handed off to Herrera. Breaks through another hole, and through the middle, now it's Herrera. He has another man to walk off.
Trying to draw him off again.
Have like the true core of a group sticking together through this bowl game. So I think a lot of the guys are bought in, and that's a credit to the players and it's a credit to the staff.
Sean Ryder with us, and you guys, what you and Jeff do too on your show. You take a lot of interaction and comments, and the buzz from the people. Right, it's been a year of Lobo fan. It's all right. You wanted something, you got something. Now you're going to show up, and a lot of people thought an opportunity outside of New Mexico is going to be better. So what do you think? It's tough, man. You got Christmas, you got to travel, but do you think the Lobos are going to represent themselves well in Phoenix?
I think, and again, I'm a little bit new to it as well. I do think 10K, like Lobo fans, is kind of calling for. Like that seems like just a little bit too high of a number. I do think there's going to be a lot of fans that do make the drive out. I think more from kind of just seeing people post on social media than kind of the interactions that Grammer and I have in the show. I'm seeing people are planning to do the 1 p.m. bus trip out, on Christmas Day or whatever, or, going out that night, or, most people I'm kind of seeing, it makes more sense to drive as opposed to fly at this point. And it is a drivable distance as opposed to coming from, Minneapolis. So I do think there will be a pretty healthy showing. I'm very curious about Minnesota, too. I don't really know that fan base in terms of how they travel for stuff like this. So yeah, I do think there will be a good, healthy showing. But again, I've also been wrong in the past in the sense of I didn't think they were going to get 30K for the final home game, and of course they smashed that, took care of it.
Sean, I was talking to Eric again, Eric Moses, the executive director over there, and that was one of the things he asked me about on Sunday, early Sunday morning. He says, do you think they'll travel? He says, one of the things they looked at was they've won 6 in a row. They're really good. He loved the fact that they were drivable, and they had one of the biggest, if not the biggest, I know the stats, attendance increase from year to year. That was something that was really, really attractive to them. So that, the potential of the fan base, the drivability, the fact that they're in a good year, the attendance increase really was one of them. Those are 3 or 4 things that got them into this game.
No, yeah, 100%, and that's just good business on Eric's part, right? That's really good stuff, and that's stuff that you should be looking at. So, no, I do think I'm expecting a good showing. 10K again in my mind just seems like a lot, right? So like I'll leave on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve and get out there for the bowl game, but also I've been wrong in the past, but I do think it's going to be a pretty nice chunk, and certainly I think UNM fans. We kind of saw at the UCLA game, they have a knack for, even if they are not the majority group there, they'll make themselves heard. And, the UCLA game is the one game that kind of comes to my mind from this year where they did that. So, yeah, I think it'll be a good showing regardless.
Hey, roster-wise, seeing Jackson Exe yesterday, and I don't think this is a surprise. His dad's staying, and so he's staying. But him say, I'm staying here, like, that's a big deal, man. The Conference Code Defensive Player of the Year coming back, and that's something to build around, and it's got to help. What I think stability in today's college football means next year. It doesn't mean 2 and 3 and 6 years down the line. Stability means next year. And for recruits coming in to say, you know what, they're building something they won and their guys are staying, that's got to help when we hit the portal, doesn't it?
No, yeah, I think 100% in the sense that they do have like a pretty solid core coming back in a lot of respects, right? You have Jackson Eck coming back, you have 4 guys on the offensive line coming back, you have Jack Lane coming back, and as of right now, you like to think a lot of the rushing production is kind of coming back too, but we'll see what all happens there. But no, I think that'll absolutely help them. They're kind of pitching a vision in the portal last year, and they're not really going to be doing that this year. They actually have proof of concept in a pretty massive way. So, no, I think that'll help. And, I am interested in these player announcements because it's something that I asked, Eck about. We knew before yesterday that Eck was going to be coming back, but he had announced it himself. But it's something that Jason Eck talked about at the press conference on Monday. They were going to be working with the creative team to do some of these announcements and all that when guys kind of, sign their rev share contracts and all that as well, and that the retention is still an ongoing process. So curious to see how that all kind of plays out over the next couple weeks.
And Sean, as you look at bowl season, man, what are your thoughts of kind of what we're seeing, the amount of teams that opted out, who opted out, and kind of the trickle-down effect that has and what that could mean going forward?
Yeah, Jeff and I, when we were talking on Sunday, I actually, for whatever reason in my mind, I thought Baylor was bowl eligible, and I saw that they declined a bid, but they were 5-7. So the 5-7 teams, so I had that wrong. That's my bad, Jeff. But
that's right.
The 5-7 teams, I don't really have a big issue with. Like a lot of those teams have kind of made a coaching change, or they've been in off-season mode and all that. That I can't fault them there. Like they're just on totally different levels and all that as well. Iowa State and Kansas State, Iowa State I don't have an issue with in a lot of regards because the players put it to a vote. If the players don't want to do it, and I'll give the institution credit for kind of honoring the players' wishes, right, and eating that $500K fine as they're going through the coaching change with Matt Campbell to Jimmy Rogers and all that. Notre Dame, I kind of go both ways. I see why they did it. They don't want to be kind of a pawn for TV. It's kind of something I've seen kind of put out there, but it's also, I don't know. I do understand why there's been such a negative reaction. But also I don't think a lot of Notre Dame fans are actually all that kind of mad about it, honestly.
Isn't that what Notre Dame built their brand on, being a pawn for TV?
Exactly right, and I think we are kind of like past the point where, Notre Dame is like holier than thou in terms of they get very preferential treatment most of the time. I think we're kind of past that, but it does kind of bring you back to a little bit of that, and I don't know. I would have put Notre Dame in the playoff myself, but not in the committee. So
what did you think of Pete Bavacqua, their athletic director, the way he came out, ripped the ACC? Then they opted to be independent in football. From where I sit, Jim Phillips' job is to lobby for the teams who he represents, right? The teams who are his partners in football, and that would be Miami in this situation. I thought he came out firing, and I'm not sure. He says irreparable damage. Well, I mean, I'm going to assume his comments certainly contributed to the irreparable damage.
Oh yeah, well, and I think he was trying to walk back a little bit of the irreparable damage part of the comments the other day when he was like speaking in Vegas or whatever. I do, Andy Staples kind of made a good point on his show, and I was listening to him talk about it. It kind of seems like it was almost like with how things have been kind of trending, right, where it's going to be tougher for Notre Dame to get some of these games as in November and stuff like that, as conferences go to these 9-game schedules and all that. They're not going to be totally independent for that much longer. The writing's on the wall, right? But it almost seemed like they were looking for something to be really mad at the ACC about, and this was kind of the one thing they did. So I don't know. I don't think this is all totally out of left field. I think I kind of agree with that, but I think you're totally right. I mean, Bavacqua, really interesting approach, and I think I've seen some Notre Dame fans that are kind of iffy on his approach as well.
Sean, the way I looked at it, and this where the committee may have messed up is having Notre Dame ranked ahead of Miami all those weeks. If it would have been Miami ahead of them because they beat them head-to-head going in, I think Notre Dame would have probably known what to expect. So that's one. The other one is the ACC. and I'm going to compare it to what the Mountain West did with their tiebreaker, and everybody around here lost their mind. But the Mountain West said what we've got to do is put the 2 highest ranked computer teams when there's a 3-4 way tie, so we have the best chance to get a team into the playoff. The American did it as well. The ACC did not. If they would have used that criteria, Miami would have been in their championship game, most likely would have beaten Virginia, and they both would have gotten in because Miami would have gotten the automatic, one of the 5 champions, and Notre Dame would have got that last at large, but they didn't have the foresight to do that.
Exactly, yeah. No, and that's something that I kind of talked about, on Sunday and Monday, hey, I really think the ACC wishes that they had the Mountain West tiebreakers and all that. So, yeah, you can really trace a lot of this mess to the ACC. And then, yeah, the committee, that's the one thing I don't disagree with Bavacqua on or take a lot of issues with. And a lot of other people have made this point for a long time now, like, get rid of the weekly rating shows. And I don't think they actually will because it's baked into ESPN's contract in terms of, that's something that they just have to basically redo the contract entirely to get rid of them. So, but they got to figure something out with that because it's just not a great look at this point. And it's really creating maybe not creating, but amplifying situations like this where you do have this kind of last-second idle switch, and of course, one fan base feels particularly aggrieved.
Yeah. All right. Lastly, and you're a college football guy. I don't know if you're going to get back in time. I'm pretty happy as far as what we were able to put together for the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl and bringing in 23rd ranked team in the country, the number 1 offense in the country in North Texas. And it looks like Mastermaker is going to play. They're going to have a change at head coach, it looks like now. But most players and the staff are staying. San Diego State, co-conference player of the year, number 5 defense in the country, co-champions of the regular season. Just your thoughts on the matchup. I know everybody was thinking it was New Mexico in that game. From an executive director standpoint, I'm really happy with the matchup we were able to put together. Just your thought from a college football guy and where you sit.
Oh, awesome matchup, and and I told you that earlier in the week, right? On strength on strength, this is this is really like a really special matchup, right? In the sense that I watched a lot of North Texas this year, and that offense is absolutely electric, so fun to watch. Watched a lot of San Diego State this year. That defense is really darn good. We saw that most recently at University Stadium and what they kind of do with their size and how they play things and all that as well. They're obviously going to be navigating coach change of their own as well with Rob Arch headed to Nebraska. But I think it's an awesome game. And my plan right now is I will be leaving Phoenix. I'll be leaving Phoenix, I should say, the night of the 26th, and should be in on the 27th to cover that game. So looking forward to back-to-back days, man. Good matchups.
And I want to emphasize this, and I know you guys are both on social media a lot, and I've been watching it. Saw some guy yesterday talk about, hey, it had nothing to do with New Mexico, that a post on the bowl and the history it's had, and the first guy's comment was, bleep that, I'm going to the only game that matters, and it's the Rate Bowl. And I'm like, dude, Lobo fan, go do your thing. We're not competing here. Like, if I look at this whole thing and I'm like, I think it worked out great. New Mexico got a great game. The bowl got a great game. I'm not sure why there's this sense of, bleep the New Mexico Bowl because the Lobos win another game. We, and I say we as the bowl, are incredibly supportive and did everything we could to find the best spot for the University of New Mexico. I want to make that point.
Yeah, I totally get you. And look, that's a North Texas team coming to town that was one game away from the freaking playoff, man. Yep. That's a pretty good deal in a lot of respects. So I'm excited for both games, man. I think they're going to be really good.
All right. I appreciate all the time. We did this segment for the first time this football season on Wednesdays, and I think it's super informative. I hope it worked for you. Let's plan on doing it again next year. But doing this every Wednesday I thought was great for our listeners, and appreciate all the time and the insight that you're able to offer.
Appreciate you guys, man, putting up with me yapping in the morning. That's but, I think it was awesome this year, guys, and I would love to do it again.
All right, follow him on social media, Sean Ryder. Watch him, read him in the journal, abqjournal.com, and he will be in Phoenix and doing great work. Continued work if I don't talk to you before, but I know I will. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, guys.
See you, man. Sean Ryder. He does good work, man. He does really good work.
Great job. Always love talking with Sean, especially bouncing around at practice, seeing him at the games. It's been a lot of fun. Now, I will say, still waiting on our invite to the Journal podcast.
Oh yeah, we have been
talking to you, Jeff Grammer.
Yeah, we don't get. We're not big enough for that. Hey, I just want one thing I want to make clear on the end, and I know we're late for this break. It is what it is. From a bowl standpoint, and you all know I'm the executive director of the Isleta New Mexico Bowl, and we're not like we did everything we can from our angle. And I'm not going to tell you I got them in. There's no way I'm saying that. But I did talk to the Fiesta Bowl, it was the Rate Bowl beforehand, and they asked our opinion. We did everything we can to make sure New Mexico had the best possible bowl matchup. We and I say ESPN Events, had them lined up in a game before that I think was a good game for them. And when I got the call from Eric, I absolutely wholeheartedly endorsed them. So this whole bleep this game because the Lobos are playing another game. You're going to have to help me understand it because I honestly, for the life of me, don't get that.
This for so many Lobo fans, they should be celebrating. Like, you don't need to talk down anything, man. You got your team out of the New Mexico Bowl, which you don't like. There is this sense from a lot of people that if it's something that is in New Mexico, then it's not going to be good enough. And that's ridiculous. Like, you should be happy if you're a Lobo football fan that didn't want this participation trophy for your team just as Isleta New Mexico Bowl, because it's not like you're eligible every year for this game anyway. You should be excited that you have a big-time event that is getting big-time football teams into the state, because everyone complains about there's not enough events over there. You got a marquee one. Enjoy the moment.
Well, a team that was one game away from the playoff, one win away, who's ranked 23rd in the country, they're good enough to play in that, what did you call it, consolation event? What did you call it, consolation prize? TCU was 8-4 last year, Big 12, played in the national.
Look at the teams that have played in this game.
They were good enough for that. What did you call it, a consolation prize? We've had 3 years in a row where teams who played in conference championship games. New Mexico didn't do that, but they're good enough for that. That's where you just got to help me with the understanding why there's some of you on the social media that are just like bleep your game or bleep the New Mexico Bowl, and we got cool, man. I'm glad. Honestly, I'm really, really stoked for New Mexico, the UNM. But I don't understand why there's some of you who are just want the bowl game. By the way, it won't fail. It won't. You've been telling me it's going away for the last 20 years. We're celebrating 2 decades. We're not going away. But I just, if you want to help me understand your point of view, why you're so opposed to it, I'm listening. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green, synthetic putting greens, and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin.
The last few minutes, thank you. 505-246-0610, emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. I want to continue this, and thanks to Sean. By the way, he's given us a lot of time. Got up in the morning, probably before his bedtime most of the time.
Definitely went out of his way to do this in the morning.
Yeah, laying in bed sometimes, barely propped himself up. No, but he's good, and I appreciate all that. I'm going to read this to you again on the Notre Dame hypocrisy from David's point of view. The college football hypocrisy, as he says it. And we spent a lot of time talking about Notre Dame. I just got another text on the greatest 10-game run ever. I mean, look, man, really? Like teams have won 10 in a row. Winning 10 in a row is not easy. Let's be very clear. It's really, really, really hard. And it's impressive. And I don't care who you beat, but the greatest 10-game run ever, please stop. All right, so this one says, the Notre Dame athletic director was on the Dan Patrick show the other morning. It was a great interview in its entirety and a good listen to hear the whole interview rather than snippets of it like most people who have been criticizing the AD and calling him a crybaby, or characterizing his words as, we're Notre Dame and we deserve to be in the playoff no matter what. That's lazy. And his attitude was nothing like that. He was defending his coach and his team, and every single AD in the country would have been doing the same thing for the school in that situation. He was questioning the process and was very complimentary of both Miami and Alabama. He exaggerated about the 10-game winning streak. They all have good arguments, even teams like BYU and Vandy, but Vandy didn't beat anyone, literally. So they were out, and Texas lost 3, so they were out. He was upset by the process of the week-by-week voting and upset with how the ACC was represented them in the CFP meetings. So in the first ranking, Miami was 6-2, ranked 18th. Which of their great wins after that would suggest they should move from 18th to 10th by Sunday morning? The best was beating Pitt, which we're told was not a good win for Notre Dame either. The other BS part of the rankings were switching Notre Dame and Alabama after week 13. When Alabama struggled to beat a bad Auburn and Notre Dame beat a bad Stanford. There was no other reason to switch those teams other than to set up moving Miami from 12 to 10 without even playing. If Miami should have been ranked at 10 at the end, then they should have been ranked high back in week 10 ahead of Notre Dame. They should have never been ranked behind Notre Dame with that logic. As far as their schedule, they set their schedules a year in advance, as everyone does. They set up a road game at an SEC Arkansas long ago. Did they know Arkansas was going to suck this 10 years ago when it was scheduled? No. That's a risk everyone's scheduled. They certainly don't play bye games like Division II teams are ranked in the hundreds. They buy games. Their bye games this year was Boise State, who was a playoff team last year. They dropped from 9 to 11 without losing or playing a game. Tell me no one would be upset about that, from David. So, David, it's a great email. And I'm going to say this again. Their argument is valid. Their argument is valid. I think the what people are questioning is, A, we're not going to play in a bowl game because we're being used as a pawn. Well, it's a bowl game. Like, that's the system. If you don't make the playoff, you get invited to a bowl game. Almost everyone plays, almost. Alabama's got an argument. They have an argument. Miami has an argument. One of them was going to get left out. Where I really agree with you in this is ranking them behind Miami to begin with. When Miami beat them. Well, Miami's losses were worse. Okay, but we both have 2 losses, and we beat you head-to-head. That's where, that's where I really believe with this email. If Miami was ranked ahead of them for the last 3 weeks, there wouldn't have been this shock on Selection Sunday, like, we didn't play, they didn't play. How the hell did they jump up and get the last spot?
I'm right there with you. Like, head-to-head has to matter. Like, it should if you played someone and you're in this spot. Because I think Notre Dame overall, their resume is fine. But I'm not – like, I know how this process plays out. We all know this watching sports of how schedules can change. I'm not saying that they didn't try to schedule hard enough. But the reality for all these teams is that your schedule reacting to it. You can't say, we didn't know they were going to suck. Well, they suck. So that impacts you. I'm sorry.
It does.
That's what we have to do with all these. It's looking at Miami's losses and why they were on the bubble, because they lost to not good football teams. So you react to it. It's not you need to do more of this or that. It's this specific conversation right now is reacting to what you did on paper. I always thought Miami should have had an advantage with the head-to-head. And they got it right. It's just they got it right at the wrong time for Notre Dame at the very end, where now you had to talk yourself in figure eights as a committee to try to figure it out. But it's one that it's never going to be a clean process if X amount of teams play in championship games, other teams don't. But then you don't want to penalize teams that play in championship games, but yet you can get a bonus from playing a championship game. It gets really weird at the end of the season.
Let's go to the phones. 505-246-0610. Terry, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Terry.
Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, JJ. I was going through the break, but that's okay. I go back a few weeks ago when Texas Tech and BYU, and we thought if Texas Tech had lost their second game, they would drop. But I knew the minute BYU dropped their first game, they were tossed out. So, yes, they lost 2. But I think a few weeks ago they should have stayed in the top 10, and then the second game wouldn't have mattered. Yes, they decided to say they're going to drop them a spot because they were out of it so they could play their shenanigans. Sometimes it's the eye test. Sometimes it's the schedule. I've always thought Notre Dame, well, yeah, they're Notre Dame. They won a natty in 88. And so, they think they're bigger than all that. But then I was going back and checking some of the SEC schedules, and not everybody played all the big-time teams. You look at all Florida fired their coach, and Kentucky fired their coach, and Arkansas fired their coach. So, I look at what did A&M do, which, you play who you get. So I wish they didn't have a preseason poll, because that's where some people are going, well, we were good in the preseason, so if we go by that, Penn State and Clemson should be in the playoffs. But, it doesn't happen that way and all that. Last little bit on Diego. If he hopefully talks up there, if he really wants junior colleges not to count, I hope he speaks about it. And if they need to change the rules, so be it. My son's coached at UTEP, Bemidji State, and now he coaches at junior college. He feels college is college. So I don't know if they're going to permanently look at that rule, because he said, well, yeah, if they totally change and junior college doesn't count, people recruit to junior college and use it as a minor league system. So, if he just did it for the bag of money, power to him. He got his millions, great. if he really wants the system to change, I hope he speaks up when he gets his platform at the Heisman and goes from there. So I wish him well. If he wins, power to him and all that. It'd be good locally. But from the standpoint, to me, Notre Dame fans, when you guys can go eat rocks as far as I'm concerned. So you guys have a great day. Be safe.
Rocks. Put a little ketchup on them, a little Tabasco, a little green chili. Fry them up. They'll be like chicharron. 505-246-0610. I know you got thoughts on it. Keep them coming on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
NFL coverage all season long at 90.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are...
How close were the Lobos if they just beat San Jose State and host and win the Mountain West Championship game? They would likely have been ranked ahead of James Madison in the college football playoffs against Oregon. Feasible? Correct? What do you guys think? Thanks. It's from Tim. He said, great season regardless. Let's go win another Big Ten game. So they would have had 2 losses, one on the road at Boise, one on the road at Michigan, in that scenario. Would New Mexico have been ranked ahead of JMU and gotten in the playoff if they beat San Jose State? Maybe. JMU would have been 11-1. You'd have been 10. Or I'm sorry. Are they 12-1? JMU? They got to be 12.
Now they are.
Yeah, they'd be 12-1. You'd be 11-2. Your best win would have been what? Whoever you beat in the conference championship game, right? They didn't really have a best win. What was their best win? They beat like Wake Forest or something.
It would have been close.
Yeah, it'd have been really close. It would have been really close. Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. You get a little basketball tonight. They're going to be in Richmond, Virginia. They get the Rams of VCU. The Lobos are 9.5-point dogs. Big opportunity for UNM tonight. How was Lobo Talk yesterday, by the way? You had ladies over at Sandia Casino, the sports bar there. You had Mike Bradbury was there. The ladies.
Bradbury, Layla Abdul-Rakib, Destiny Hooks, Nike McClure.
Yep.
Yeah, this group's awesome. Like the kids were great.
You were allowed to talk to the girls, sir?
Yes, I was.
Wow.
Players
I'm
are
sorry,
awesome.
the ladies.
This team is a lot of fun. Like the chemistry, the vibes, it's really good, and the coaching staff is always really good to talk to, and just having the opportunity to highlight them for an hour. It was a lot of fun last night.
Excellent. Your next game is Saturday night. You'll be in the pit. Houston, out of the Big 12, will be the opponent. Lobo women and Houston. Lobo men back in the pit on Sunday afternoon. It's a 2:00 start against Florida Gulf Coast. The big one tonight. All right, how do I watch it? What subscription do I need? I got you. You may not like it. Maybe you will. It's not for me to defend or just let me just give you information. ESPN Plus is how to get the game tonight. So it's Robert and Hunter over on News Radio KKOB, or it's ESPN Plus if you've paid for that. And if you got it on your phone, you can cast it to your TV. That's how that works, right?
Definitely, if you got the Hulu, something along those lines,
Yeah.
pull up the ESPN Plus and check the apps.
Same place you get a lot of New Mexico State football and basketball. That's where you get New Mexico United games if you watch those on TV. That's your option for the games tonight. And if you want to call tomorrow, I know you will. You're going to complain. It's not on KGGM at 11 o'clock after the late news as it used to be back in the day. I understand. But that's kind of where we are. Jeff, JJ, the Dodgers made a splash at the winter meetings by signing Diaz. See if they can do it again. We get Scooble. It's from Ronnie. Edwin Diaz, the Dodgers 3 years, what was it, $39 million, whatever they gave him?
Yeah, $69 million total. But how crazy is it for the Tigers to say everyone's on the table,
including Tarek Scooble?
Really, Detroit? And this is why the Dodgers win, and everyone else can keep crying. Because you know what LA does? They spend money. They try. Everyone else doesn't try.
Let me just tell you, $69 million over 3 years for a closer is insane.
And he won't pitch 3/4 of the season. And then to get to the playoffs, they'll save like 3 games and win the World Series.
Is that 33, 23? 23? 33. 3 into 6 is $23 million a year for a closer who's going to pitch 5 innings a week. If you're lucky, right? If you're lucky. 5 innings a week for 8 months a year. $23 million a year. Now look, dude, he's good. 3-time All-Star, 1.63 ERA. He closed 28 of his 31 save chances for the Mets last year. He's got a vicious slider. He's it. He was the best closer on the market for a bullpen that was horrible, and they still won. You know why? Because they had to use starters in their bullpen to get through the playoffs in the World Series. And you can only run Yamamoto out there for 9 innings yesterday and another 2 in extra innings tomorrow so many times. So they went out and got themselves a closer. They spend money. I mean, tons and tons of money.
Yeah. The two, Major League Baseball and college athletics got to spend to win.
It's kind of crazy, though. I'm not going to be stunned if they make some sort of trade and get Tarek Skubal. Are you?
No. And then he'll sign this next, best player from Japan who's 21 years old. And
Toronto just got one that they're really stoked about. A pitcher from Japan who's like the latest, greatest, newest Yamamoto kind of a thing. But yeah. Yep. All right. Everything you got to know as you go through your, what day is today? Wednesday. We'll wrap you up when we get back. Still have time for a phone call, 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744. Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks.
All right, what do you got to know as you go through your day? Lobo basketball tonight. The men are over on News Radio KKOB. 4:30 pregame, 5 o'clock tip. They play VCU. This is a big one in regards to the net rankings and the opportunity. Phillip Rivers looks like he's signing. Well, he's on the practice squad. Maybe the starting quarterback for the Colts. 44 years old, been out of the game for 5 years. Opening drive, 505-246-0610. And Edwin Diaz, the best closer on the market, signed with the Dodgers. 3 years, $69 million. Daniel, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Daniel.
Good morning, man. How you guys doing?
Good. How you living?
Man, I'm always living good. It's a great time to be a Lobo fan. I'll tell
Yeah,
you
it
that
is.
much.
Yeah, it is. Great time.
Great time. Hey, so I've been listening to your show kind of on and off. I'm working, so I can't tune in the whole time. But people complain about the New Mexico Bowl. It's a great thing. I've been going to the New Mexico Bowl pretty much since you started it. I think I maybe missed 2 of them, me and my family. I take me, the wife, all my nephews, nieces.
Nice.
There's probably about 10 tickets I buy every year.
Thank
you. Hey, and this year what we're doing, because I have kids and nephews and everything, I take to all the games. They're older now. My boys are in their 20s, college students.
Yeah.
But we actually rented a van, and we're going to go watch the Lobos play. We're leaving the day after Christmas. We're going to leave around 5 in the morning, go watch the Lobos play, but we're going to come back early in the morning again so we can go to the New Mexico Bowl. Man.
That's awesome. Thank you.
We're doing a return and burn. I'm used to the trip. One of my youngest sons, he actually goes to ASU, so I'm used to the trip. But we're not going to. Yeah, man. It's. I don't know why people are complaining about the New Mexico Bowl. It's always a great bowl game. You always have one of the best matchups, and this year is freaking awesome.
I appreciate you. I know a lot of people who are doing that, and I'm not discouraging anybody from going to support the Lobos. Man, if you're a Lobo fan, like go enjoy that experience. Go do it. If you're here, if you can come back, I would encourage you to come out to our game as well, because I think we've got an insane matchup, and I know what kind of show we put on, and I know you enjoy it. But that means a lot to me, man, and I appreciate you guys being there all those years, and it's become a tradition in your family, and you coming back and having fun with us. I think that's really cool. So thank you.
Oh, heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. I've only missed 2 Lobo games this year. 2 Lobo football games this year. And both of them they lost. I went out to Michigan, watched the Michigan game, watched them play a good game there. Then I went to UCLA, watched them play in UCLA. The only 2 games I didn't go was the San Jose State and the Boise game. Because,
well, then you better be there, man. You better be there.
Oh, I'm going to be out there, man.
All right,
I just want to tell you guys, man. You guys, people that are talking crap about the Mexico Bowl, man, they can stay at home. They can do something else.
Yeah, no, that's right. And who you got? You got North Texas, or you wearing red or green? Which way are you going?
I'm going North Texas, man.
Everybody
Heck with San Diego State, man. They're leaving the conference. Usually I go for the conference team, but not this year.
Everybody is. All right, man. Appreciate you. Safe travels, and thanks for being so loyal. Thanks for all the support. And thanks for the kind words. That means a lot. JJ, I'm hearing that, and I just got a text from a good friend, and he's right. He's like, dude, stop defending yourself. Like honestly, you don't have to defend yourself. And you're right. I got an email this morning that probably reignited it, and he's right. He says you don't have to do that, man. what that guy said. So appreciate that. Did I miss anything today? Is there anything on the sheet that I got to hit that I didn't hit
there's
today?
stuff we can get to tomorrow with just NFL stuff, which it's not going to go away with the NFL slate kicking off tomorrow night between Falcons and the Bucks, and a really interesting game for Tampa Bay because you know who's lurking right there? The Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, and Carolina's got the Saints this week. Yeah,
Chuba Hubbard week. What do you think?
So
Be flexible?
That's a really fair conversation for two idiots, too many teams tomorrow because I've got a Chuba Hubbard. I've held him. I thought about dropping him or Jaylen Warren. Jaylen Warren gets in the end zone almost every week. It's never spectacular. In a PPR league, he catches 3 to 4 catches a game, gets 67 yards rushing, and scores. Those are decent numbers, right?
Yes, especially with some of the weeks we've had in fantasy football last couple, like decent is amazing.
I mean, I got questions for you. Jaylen Warren or DK Metcalf? Jaylen Warren or DeAndre Swift?
Write them down, folks. Send them in. We'll talk about
really.
everything.
Jaylen Warren or DeAndre Swift?
Yeah, 9 o'clock tomorrow.
You're not there?
We'll get you ready for your fantasy football playoffs. Answer the big question.
Yeah.
Can you trust Josh Allen this week?
Well, how do you not?
How do you not? Had you see the 2 games before last week?
Yeah, I do, and I realize how big this is, and I know what he did against New England, and I know how good their defense is, and I trust Josh Allen in big games.
On the road?
All right. I know. He's a different dude at home, and this is a gigantic game.
Can't wait. I'm excited for 9 o'clock tomorrow.
What's your option? Who you got?
Joe Burrow.
Who they play?
The Ravens.
You got no T. Higgins probably, right?
No.
Oh, but he's got Andre Yoshavash. Thank you to Sean Ryder, who's with us today. The Herd with Colin Cowherd is next. Jim Rome shows after that. Unfiltered with Kenneth Thomas comes in at 4 o'clock, and we're back with award-winning radio tomorrow morning starting at 7 a.m. Lobos are over on News Radio KKOB, 4:30 pregame, 5 o'clock tip. VCU, Robert Portnoy, and Hunter Green will have the call there. Adrian, great work. Looks superb on the television side. He is J.J. Buck. I am merely Jeff Symbieta. Big day for you.
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Hey, be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing, and we will smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66, built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of worth, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies, the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.